Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica, and in today's video, I am bringing you this month's edition of Fab Five, my collab with my dearest Janny Boo, Jan Van. I'll link her channel in my description box. Make sure, if you have not yet already, you go and subscribe to her channel and show her a ton of love, because you just need to do that. And I adore her. And this is so much fun to do this with Janny. So what we do is we choose 5 palettes at random out of our collection. And then we choose 1 shade at random out of each palette, and then put an eye look together with the shades that we choose. Okay, Reggie, please don't do that. Thank you. He's pulling on my cord and my phone will fall. Please don't do that. Okay, so my palettes are all written down in this notebook here. And I do have a random generator app on this phone. So let me get into my palettes here. The only rule that I have is that if a shade is exactly the same, like if I were to select 2 red mattes that are similar, like the same color, then I'll keep generating until I get 5 unique shades. That makes sense. And then we're gonna answer some random questions I came up with. Okay, so I have about 199 palettes on my collection, but there's a few that I need to update this list, but we'll just get through it. Okay, so palette number 1 is 120. Okay, and that is Queen Nubia Fall for Me. Okay, fun. Palette 2 is 64. Okay, let's see. That is Gourmand Girls C'est L'Amour palette. I think I had that in another one of these, but whatever. Probably won't pick the same shade, right? Palette number 3, 6. Okay. That's the Jackie Aina palette. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Palette number 4. 154. Okay. That is Wicked Sisters New Wave palette. Ooh, fun. Okay. And then the last palette, 39. Alrighty. 39, 39, 39. That is ColourPop Blue Moon. Okay, so I'm going to go round up the palettes, and then I will randomly choose 1 shade out of each palette. We'll see what I get. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, so I have all the palettes right here. So let's start off with Blue Moon. And this has 9 shades. Beautiful blue color story. So let me go in here and change this to 9 and randomly generate. 6. Okay, so that's this shade right here, this beautiful shimmer called Tide Pool. This one. Okay, cool. So I'm going to write this down because I might forget. And if I'm shaking the phone, I apologize. But okay, so blue shimmer. Let's hope I get some mattes here. Okay, the next one is the Jackie Aina palette. And this has 2, 4, 6, 14. I can count. Okay, can I? All right. Generate 4. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, nice. Big Wig, the purple matte. Okay. That's awesome. So I got a purple matte and a blue shimmer. Okay. The next one is the C'est L'Amour palette from Gourmand Girls. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 12. Okay. 12 shades. Done. Generate. This makes me a little nervous. 2. My hands are shaky. I apologize. That's this one here. I love this shade. Oh, that is Feminine. Okay. C'est L'Amour Feminine. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be cool. Okay, 2 more palettes. Fall for Me by Queen Nubia. This has 9. Really big pans. I love that. So let me go back to 9 here. 9. Generate. 1. And that's the red. Yeah. Okay. Okay. What the hell am I going to do with that? All right. And the last palette is the New Wave collection from Wicked Sisters Cosmetics, which I love this palette, and I need to film with this on my channel. I did a look with it and then filmed a video, but I didn't film the look. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. Yeah. What happened here? Okay, my phone went weird. Okay, so 16, done. Generate. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh gosh. Okay, hot pink. That's that song, If You Leave, from Pretty in Pink. I love that. Okay, If You Leave. Okay, so I have a pink, a red, a dark purple, a blue shimmer and kind of like a multi-chrome, kind of like pink, blue, and purple. Okay. I think I know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to prime this eyelid. I don't think I'm going to do both eyelids on camera because the questions I came up with, I feel like I can just do one eye on camera and do my brows and I'll come right back. So brows have the NYX Control Freak Clear Brow Gel in them. And then this eyelid is primed in the Juvia's Place Prep Prime Eyeshadow Primer. Okay, so I've decided what I'm going to do. I'm going to start off with the Jackie Aina palette and I'm going to put the Big Wig shade in my outer corner area and then go from there. I don't know why I don't have, well, okay, hold on. Let me clean off this brush just a skosh. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to start putting my look together, of course, and answering these questions. Just random questions I came up with, you know me. Number one, what do you enjoy doing that most people would find unenjoyable? Well, I like to pop zits. Love it. And I love to watch videos where people are popping zits, like the pimple popper. I don't know why, I just do, I always have. I'm a weirdo when it comes to that. And I feel like this mat is a little patchy, but I'm gonna just build this sucker up until it gets nice and opaque. I also love to, like, if somebody's sunburned, I like to peel their skin off. Like when my kids were little and they'd get a little sunburn on their shoulders, you know, I mean, I'd lather them in sunscreen, but sometimes I'd miss spots, you know. Or they would go out with a friend to the lake and forget to put sunscreen on. So, or my own sunburns, you know. Love that. What else do I like to do that most people would find unenjoyable? Sometimes I like to clean certain things. Not very often, but sometimes I enjoy it. You know, like there's, I don't know what, I can't think of anything like I love to clean, but I don't know. There's a lovely satisfaction that comes with cleaning things, you know, like your house, cleaning the bathroom or the kitchen or whatever. You know, you feel like, okay, I did something today. I did something productive and the house is clean. Hooray. But often I'm like, I don't want to have to clean out. But I do it, you know. This house, though, is in desperate need of like a deep clean. We did a real deep clean last summer. Like, I mean, we cleaned the house, okay, but like, you know, we've got like really did her up good and it's due for another deep clean, so we'll be doing that soon. I'm going to be keeping my grandson for a week in July while Mama and Daddy go on a trip, and I will get the house spotless before he gets here because that's very important to me that he is in a very clean environment. Not that like we live like trolls or anything, okay, but there's just some things that need to be deep cleaned. Okay, number two, let's move on. How often do you order things off websites for yourself and for others? A lot, especially my grandson. Like his third birthday is Monday, the day before this video comes up, and because of the situation I'm in with my kidney stone, we aren't going to be able to go down to see him for his birthday, which sucks, but I just think it makes more sense for us to just stay home right now because of my fun time that I'm having. And so I ordered him a bunch of stuff. So fun. And most of it's there. I think he has one more gift that's coming today. Today is Friday as I film this. And yeah, I'm super excited for him to get those. So yeah, I you know, quite often I will order him things off of Amazon and send them to him. I love that. It was started off patchy, but I was able to build it up nice and good. So now I'm going to go into the Fall For Me palette and I'm going to put this red shade around the outer edge of this. Wish me luck. Okay, I need to find a skinny little brush and I think I will use this one here. Okay, clean it off a little bit. I am in desperate need of cleaning my brushes, if you couldn't tell. And I do order myself some things. Like I just ordered myself a few things. I needed a new purse. I love the purse that I have. My husband got it for me, but it doesn't have a crossbody strap. And I thought, well, I can order a crossbody strap, but like where it would hook onto, I don't think it would work. So anyway, and then I got myself some e.l.f. eyeshadow primer and little sponges, a true crime book, and a pair of sweatpants. So yeah, I mean, I don't do it like every day, but I order stuff off online quite a few times a month. Sometimes a week, just depends. Number three, what flower do you not like and why not? What flower do I not like? I love it when I come up with questions that I don't even know how to answer, but I came up with them. I'm like, what the hell? That happens all the time. What flower don't I like? I mean, I don't really love carnations because I just think they're kind of like for a bouquet, they're just kind of filler flowers, but they do smell kind of nice and they're cute. They're just, I don't know. I remember when I was younger though, we had this thing at our middle school where you could, on like Valentine's Day and like for somebody's birthday, like we had like a school store, and you could go order somebody a little carnation. It was like $3 with baby's breath, and then they would deliver it to whoever you ordered it for during class, you know. And I can remember Paul, my husband, we went to middle school together and we were each other's first love. He did that for me on Valentine's Day in 6th grade. He ordered me a carnation. So it felt kind of weird saying that I don't love carnations because that was really sweet and I remember that very vividly. He totally forgot that he did it. And I'm like, you jerk. But I remember very well. And so yeah, anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I have a flower that I don't like necessarily. I mean, there's some flowers like the stargazer lily that I think are beautiful, but they also, I don't those have like a weird smell to them, I think. I can't remember now. But I like flowers for the most part. You know, I love flowers. They're beautiful. I don't always love getting flowers because they die and what's the point? But they're beautiful, you know, while they're nice and pretty. But when they start to die, it's like, oh, okay. Okay, that looks really weird right there. But I'm going to go back around with this shade out of this palette, this one here. I'm going to go around the outside edge of that just very lightly. Number 4, what painting would you like to step into and then live there forever? I really like Salvador Dali paintings. I know they're really weird, most of them, but I really like a lot of his artwork. My mom had a Salvador Dali art book when I was a kid, and I'm positive it's still at my dad's house, and I loved that book, loved it. And I would look at it, almost went in the wrong shade. I would look at it all the time, even though a lot of the paintings are very bizarre. Like, you know, he's a surrealist, so like very strange, very, very strange. But I just thought, man, how cool, you know. There's a painting that he does, or that he did, whatever, that's like a melting clock. I thought that was really cool. I don't know if I want to live there forever. There's also gosh, what's is it Klimt? Is that how you say his last, or Klimt? I don't know. Where there's a mother holding a baby. I love that painting too. That's a beautiful painting. And I also really like Andrew Wyeth's paintings. I can't think of a particular one, but his birthday's the same as mine. So I was always like really thought that was cool. And when I was younger, I'm like, oh, I like him. I mean, I don't know anything about the guy. He could be a raging asshole. I have no idea. But I really liked a lot of his paintings too. Again, I don't know if I'd want to live in these paintings forever. Okay, but you know, maybe step in, hang out for a while. I guess that's not the question though. I'm gonna go back into the bigwig shade and just build this up a little bit more and kind of take it up a little bit higher too, to like help incorporate this into the red a little bit better. I don't know that I can do that, but I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm leaving that alone. Now I'm gonna go into Blue Moon and put this shimmer on, this one here, Tide Pool, right there. Brush. Okay, the next question. Number 5. Did you have a pen pal growing up? If so, where did they live and how often did you write to each other? I did have a pen pal for a little while. When I was in the 4th grade, we wrote to kids that lived in Sweden, and that was really fun. And I can't remember my pen pal's name for the life of me, but oh, there's a fuzz on here. But I wrote to her a few times and she wrote back to me. And then, ooh, that's beautiful. I've done kind of a similar look to this before with the Ariel palette from, what's that? Beauty Creations? Is that the brand? I can't remember the brand name. Anyway, so this is similar, but not exactly the same. Because in that look, I took the blue all the way across the lid. I'm not going to do that with this. I'm going to put the Gourmand Girl shade towards the front. Anyway, So yeah, we wrote back and forth to each other for a while. It was really fun. And then also when I was in, I think 6th or 7th grade, we had a sister school in Japan and we had pen pals. All of us kids did. And I wrote to my pen pal a good handful of times. So that was really fun. And I know Paul had a pen pal from Japan too, because we went to the same middle school. And I think from what I remember him telling me, he and his pen pal wrote to each other for a couple of years. So that was really cool. I didn't do that with mine. We just wrote to each other a few times and that was it. But he and his pen pal wrote back and forth like all through middle school. So that was cool. And I think into high school even. So yeah, neat. Okay, that's awesome. I'm going to leave that just like that. I'm going to clean this brush off and I'm going to use the same exact brush and I'm going to go into, with my color switch, I'm going to go into the Gourmand Girls Sailor Moore palette. Number 6, if you were given the opportunity, would you go up in space? Hell no. No, I think that is just nuts. I would never, ever do that. Have you ever seen the movie Gravity with Sandra Bullock? No. No, 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 no. I mean, that's probably never going to happen, okay? I'm not going to give it away if you have never seen the movie. You should watch it. I hyperventilated through the majority of it. I mean, great if people want to go into space. Rock on. I'm not going to go. No way. Number 7, what is something you do every day that you wish you didn't have to do? Take a shower. I hate taking a shower. I just think it's the most redundant, ooh, that's beautiful, redundant, annoying thing. I do. I mean, yes, I want to be clean. And I don't shower. Usually on Saturdays, I'm like, F it, I'm not showering. I feel like I got some of that blue moon shade in here. Crap. Maybe not. I don't know. That the Gourmand Girl shade is kind of has a blue shift to it. But anyway, let me go back into it again with a different brush. What was I saying? I don't normally shower on Saturdays because I'm like, I just want to not shower one day a week, you know? Sometimes I don't shower on Sundays either. And then by then my hair is a hot mess, but whatever. I just, I get so tired of it. Again, I do like to be clean, but it's just a step that like I feel like just takes longer than it needs to, and I just don't always want to do it. Number 8, when do you feel the most at peace? When I'm with my grandson. Absolutely. Or when I'm crocheting, love to crochet. Also, when I'm putting my makeup on, I feel pretty peaceful. Unless the look turns out bad, then I'm a little annoyed. But, or, you know, like you get a tough color story and this is a little tough, but I think it's turning out fine. I like it. It's different, but I like it. Also, like being with my husband at the lake, that's always really fun. We might go to the lake this weekend. So that'll be really fun, I hope, if the weather's nice and stuff. And I'm feeling a lot better, I'm really hoping that I don't have to have the surgery. Anyway, yeah, it looks really pretty. I like that. So now I want to go, though, back in with the Jackie Aina palette into the purple matte and just kind of take the edge of that blue shimmer off. Okay. Number 9, what is the worst pickup line you've ever heard? So when I was in college, this jackass named TJ, who I knew, but thought he was a yuck, came up to me and said, "Are your feet hurting?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Because you've been running through my head all night long, baby." Like, you're an idiot. I might have had other worse ones, but that's the one I remember the most. And then the last question here is, what do you think is the most difficult profession and why? I mean, I would say being a doctor would be really difficult, especially like, you know, certain types of medicine, like, you know, oncology, you know, having to tell someone they have terminal cancer would be horrendous. I also think being a veterinarian would be really tough too, because, you know, you have to sometimes put animals down, and there's no way. I mean, I do like the fact that there's people that will do that humanely. I think the animals deserve that, of course, but I think that would be really brutal and really hard to deal with, you know. I think being a teacher is really hard. My mom was a teacher for like over 20 years. I'm gonna go back into the Tide Pool shade with my finger and just kind of make that look a little nicer right out here. And I know that that was hard work, really hard work. And there were times when I would go, like when I was in college, I'd go visit her in her class, and some of those kids were such jerks. I'm like, I'll knock you out, kid. And my mom's like, oh, no, it's fine. I'm like, no, it's not. Just disrespectful, loud, obnoxious. You know, she taught 8th grade, and I was just like, and then I remembered how I was when I was in it. But my mom taught at the same school that I went to, so I couldn't be a complete jackass. I mean, I was on occasion. I'm going to put some of the Sailor Moore palette shade feminine right here with my finger too. But yeah, I just was like, nope. I mean, I think there's lots of very difficult professions in the world for sure, but the most, I just really think having to deal with, you know, really difficult discussions with patients as a doctor would be really hard. I'm gonna go back into the red shade one more time and try to make this look a little less weird right there. But I think this is how it's gonna look, is weird. Okay, so I'm done. I like this. I think it's very different, but I think it's cool. I like the shades I got. I can't wait to see what shades Jenny got and what palette she got. This is so fun. So I'm gonna go clean this up, of course, do the other eye, the rest of my face, dry my hair. I will be back. So of course I'm back, and this, of course, is the finished look, and I absolutely love how this look turned out. It is very similar to a look I did a while back with the Beauty Creations Ariel palette. But I mean, you know, these are just the shades I got, and I put them together the way I thought they would look best. So it wasn't done on purpose, but I really love it. This might be my favorite Fab Five look I've done so far, but I think I said that the last couple times too. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to show you everything I have on my face, and then I will review the eyeshadows with you. Okay, base products. Same exact base products I use all the time. And then I did use the Flawless Foundation Mineral Loose Setting Powder from Makeup Mecca. That was a gift from Linda in Sweden. She lives in Sweden. I don't. Anyway, obviously. Bronzer, LYS No Limits Bronzer in Motivate. Love this. Blushing Poppies palette from Poppy and Fluff Cosmetics for my blush. Yes, and I use this shade here called Delicate. I just thought the light pink would look really nice, and I love how it looks. Upper lid liner. Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Felt Tip Liner in black. I need to get more creative with my eyeliners, but sometimes I just don't have it in me. Highlighter, I use the Aurora Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I use a shade here called Luna. I love it. And then mascara, of course, Sky High from Maybelline, New York. I will probably never use another mascara again in life. On my lips, I used the liquid lipstick from Menagerie Cosmetics in the shade Pink Pachyderm. Just thought it would look nice, kind of a more neutral leaning lip color. And I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. So now let's talk about the eyeshadows. Let me show you what I did on my lower lash lines. I started off with the Jackie Aina palette, and I put Big Wig across the whole lower lash lines. And then I used a little bit of the shade out of the New Wave collection palette from Wicked Sisters, this If You Leave. I kind of wish I hadn't done that, because pinks on my lower lash lines I think make me look sick, but yeah, just a little bit. So, you know, whatever. And then for my inner corners, I used the Gourmand Girls C'est L'Amour shade Feminine, this beauty, in my inner corners. It looks more pink in my inner corners. I think next to the Blue Moon shimmer, it turned more blue on my lids, but I like it. I think it looks great. And, you know, using all of these shades together, let me grab all the palettes here. All of these shades together was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I think that they all worked really well together. It was a little bit of a challenge for me to get the red and the purple to kind of jive together, but, you know, after several passes, I felt like I was able to do that. Like, I think it looks pretty nice. And I really love the blue shimmers with the purple, red, and pink. I think that looks really cool. Just really interesting. And that's what's so fun about doing these collabs with Jenny. The way we do this is that you are forced to use the shades that you're given in a way that makes sense to you. And I just felt like this made the most sense. What do you think? Do you like how this look came together? Please go and watch Janny's video too, of course. And if you're here from Jan's channel for the first time, hello, welcome. Hold on, it's going to be a wild, bumpy ride. But I'm really excited to go and watch Jan's video, because she typically gets the shades that I wish I'd gotten. That happens every time. I'm like, dang it, Janny, I wanted those shades. And I also want to hear her answers to the questions I came up with. These questions seem kind of dorky, but I'm a dork, so yeah. We will see you again next month for another edition of Fab Five. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I'd love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.